Hello Libra, my name is Nigel. You have found Alchemy and this is your March 2025 reading. Let's get started right away. We have the Knight of Wands overarching your whole month. And this is a truly upright card, meaning I don't take these cards in reverse, but when they do come in reverse, I do take note of it. I keep it in, on the back burner. But this truly came out right side up, and this is Jupiter and Sagittarius energy, right? Energetic, passionate, forward movement. He's on a mission of sorts, right? Definitely on a mission, very fiery in nature. Okay, let's see where he fits in with your month. You have a citrine here, and this is one of my favorite crystals. It says, I am confident and courageous. It is safe for me to be powerful. And that is so much like our knight here. Let me see. Very similar energy, forward movement, passionate, courageous. You have here, save me, a heart shattered too many times, a lost soul in need of a healing touch. Yes, this could be love related. It could be career related. It could be you have been disappointed in the past by something or someone or a series of events that has left you, that could leave you a little indecisive this month. And I'm saying that specifically because I see all these sideways cards. Now, let's just keep going. You do have here, happiness is freedom from fear. Wow, doesn't that fit in with something? It fits in with something that is emerging slowly in your reading here. You have black art, and it says, protect yourself against the evil eye, envy, and people wishing you harm. I'm not really getting that, but I am getting that there may be one or two of you, this isn't going to be for everybody, that feels that they've had a run of bad luck, right? They feel that they're, put it this way, Libra, you're going to be faced with some decisions this month. And for one or two of you, you're going to look at your past and say, I've had such bad luck, I'm afraid to make a choice. I've had such bad luck, I'm afraid to go forward with certain things because what if it doesn't work out? Yes, this could be relationship-wise or it could be career-wise. And that is not for everybody, like I said, but that is definitely for one or two of you. You have pulled two archetypes here. You have pulled the Baba Yaga, number one. And the Baba Yaga, excuse me, is very, first of all, it is directly related to Cancer. And she is a feared figure in Russian mythology. She's here to tell you to bring forth your fierce, bold nature. She's telling you that life is temporary and moments are fleeting, so it's time to take action. There is a fear-based thing going on here, and this fear could be extremely subtle for some of you, or it could be very on the forefront of your mind. You also have Hecate. And I find these cards very beautiful. This is associated with the sign of Aquarius. And she's known as the Queen of the Witches. She's Greek. She's Greek goddess Hecate is the patron of darkness, magic, sorcery, spells, and night. She appears when it's time to move forward. And, man, does this go with your reading? Remaining indecisive, it keeps you between two realms, two timelines. It sort of keeps you in limbo. There is a push here. There is a push going on for you to move forward, okay? So let's continue. We'll do your astrology. You have Sagittarius here. And as we know, Sagittarius is serious Jupiter energy, and you have the opportunity for expansion this month. Something tells me, though, by looking at your cards, it's going to be choices that you make that dictate whether you receive this expansion or whether you stay stuck between worlds. Now, also keep in mind here, Libra, that I know many readings will tell you, you have to do this, you have to make this choice, otherwise you're not gonna get your prize, you're not gonna get this, and that may be true this month, but it's not the end of the line, right? This isn't the last month you're going to exist. So what is meant to be yours will be yours. The speed at which you achieve it and receive it is going to be up to you. Okay, so keep that in mind. You have full moon in Scorpio. It is time to release negativity. And negativity here could mean anything. It could be the indecisive nature that keeps you stuck. It could be the negativity of others here that has implanted in your energy from past experiences. The full moon in Scorpio, the full moon in Scorpio will be in May. So this may be building towards something that's happening and that's going to come to fruition completely in May. So we'll definitely keep that under our hats. Keep it under your hat for sure. You have here the waning crescent moon. It says surrender, restoration, and trust. I do think you're going to need to trust trust the process at some point this month. You're going to have to go on trust. The waning crescent moon is a phase of imagination and closure. There is clarity to be found, right? And during this time, you're asked to trust yourself and the universe. You are being taken care of and your desires are going to be heard. Surrender any expectations that you might have and release the need to control the outcome. Sometimes when we feel that way and we need to control the outcome, that also keeps us stuck. Be receptive to the message that is going to come your way this month. Internalize the wisdom that particular mature moon phase has. Trust in divine timing and that your visions are taking form. Okay, they are taking form this month. You also have here family roots foundation. You have Cancer in the 4th house. Now, the Cancer in the 4th house, at the base of your natal chart lies like the 4th house, right? It represents home, family, ancestry. There could be things from your lineage that has kept you. I mean, it could be your parents. And I'm not one to blame parents for everything because parents at the end of the day are human and they are full of flaws. And sometimes without realizing it, without trying, they implant doubts in their children that their children carry with them, right? So, you have to look at the foundation of your early life when this card comes out, because it does set the tone for certain things. And you are being asked to look at this, to glance at it as you go about your month and as you experience certain blocks, certain roadblocks. You're going to experience them, but these choices are going to allow you, Libra, to get past them if you so choose. Okay. You have here, the witch's ruin, you have the void, the blank ruin, which means anything is possible. And it kind of goes with what I said, because you don't have to make these choices, right? So anything is possible. You can make these choices later at your own pace. You have the letters C and S, and that could be someone's initials. It could be a city. It could be a state. It could be a place. It could be a restaurant. It could be anything like that. Try to keep a very open mind with the letters. And by the end of the month, it could definitely mean something to you. Most times it does, either one or all, okay? And everybody gets a different amount. You are going to be tempted this month with this donut charm. There's going to be something that tempts you, and you may look at it as a temptation, and some of you may look at it as a valid opportunity, and it may add to your confusion this month. But there is an opportunity afoot with this fortune cookie, and when you the thing with fortune cookies is we don't know what's inside until we open it, and so that might be a block for some of you. You might say, I know where I am. I don't know what that contains. So I don't know. You do have love here, and this love could be a romantic situation that you are going to be presented with, or it could be a goal or a career path that you will love if given the chance. You have live your dream. It says live your dream, and you see how this is upside down. That might be something that you have buried inside you that you take out, you dust off, and you put back. There may be a dream you have here, Libra, that you put on a shelf or that you stuck in a drawer, and you're like, I need to be sensible. I need to do X, Y, and Z. I can't do H because that doesn't make any sense. My parents told me that doesn't make any sense. The people around me told me that doesn't make any sense. And so, but it's still there. It's still there, and it's coming up in your reading for a reason. Now you do have the Fool's Gold here, and the Fool's Gold is pyrite, and pyrite is actually one of my top crystals. I absolutely love it. However, there is a meaning to this particular charm, right? There is something that's going on in your life currently that everybody around you sees value in, and you see value in too, but it doesn't have long-term value because this is Fool's Gold, right? So it's shiny, it's nice. It's valuable on some level, but it's not gold. And what you want deep down inside, or maybe you know. Yeah, some of you may know. That's not what you want long term. What you want long term is something special, something different. You have the sign of Capricorn, right? And this came out upside down, and this says ambitious on the side. So there is an ambition inside you that you don't always take seriously, because there is a rainbow here, and the rainbow comes after a storm. The rainbow comes after a period of darkness. The rainbow comes after a period of lull. You also have here Libra. Wow. You have the sign of Libra, and this also came in upside down, and it says charming. But you have come out in your own reading, and both of these signs are cardinal signs. They're initiators. The beginning of something may be afoot here if you so choose. Now, we're going to do your tarot, but it pays to mention that from here to here, these particular cards are different. They're a little bit different from the other tarot cards that I work with. Their astrological correspondences, 9 out of 10 times, are extremely different, and their meanings can be different. Sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're not. That's a little bit of a warning in case you get confused. And let's say you know tarot really well, you're like, well, that doesn't matter, but just keep that in mind. Over here, we have a little bit more of a traditional deck. So let's move on to your first leg. Really doesn't surprise me that you have bread here, and it says a period of prosperity and abundance. You are going to have some sort of an offer. Now, this offer could be a traditional offer where someone, offers you something, or you could see it that way. There could be a little peek at a new road opening, and it does offer you prosperity. It does offer you abundance. Now, the first card up here is the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is coming in sideways as a choice, right? And in this deck, this is Mercury and Aquarius. And the Six of Swords in this deck, like in many decks, it moves you away from, stagnation, conflict, and any kind of negativity, and it moves you to peace of mind, new potential. And the question here is, will you get in the boat? It's there, but will you get in? Some of you definitely will, and some of you won't. And to be honest with you, that's okay. You may not feel ready, but you do have an opportunity here, Libra. And the second card is also coming in sideways as the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands has come out twice. And here we go. It's a choice. Ultimately, this is a choice. Now, in this deck, the Knight of Wands is straight up Aries energy, but fire energy nonetheless, right? In this deck, he is the warrior of like a creative will, life force. He's passionate, he's clever, he's swift, he's spontaneous. He's not one to plan ahead, right? It indicates moving to a new location, much like this card. There is electricity in the air, right? The sideways placements in both of these cards indicate that you have decisions to make. Decisions could be stressful. But to be given an opportunity like this is nice. You do have the Prince of Swords in reverse. Now, the Prince of Swords in this deck is straight up air energy. It's not associated with a sign per se, right? The prince this prince anyway, can become bored and patient when he's upright, right? His sharp mind can sort of cut through any distraction. But in reverse, he's tempted. He's tempted, he's super focused, and perhaps willing to break out of a cycle of his own doing, or a cycle that he's been stuck in. There is a temptation here to make a choice that's different from most of the choices you have made. When we add this up and we break it down, we get Venus energy. As we know, Venus is the planet of love, right? And it's also the planet of money. So for some of you, this may be a relationship that you're being presented with that you're a little nervous about, or it could be a new job opportunity. I think for many of you, this is a goal. This is a job. I don't want to say job opportunity. This is a goal. This is a manifestation of a goal or an opportunity to do that. And so keep that in mind as we move through this month. The question here is, what is prosperity to you? Is prosperity being in the ultimate relationship and being a power couple? Or is prosperity being self-sufficient and independent? Or is it both? There's abundance and prosperity here on the table. Either way, Libra. Now moving into your second leg, you have June coming in sideways. Interesting. Now, as we know, June is Leo Cancer time. So this could have something to do with a Leo or a Cancer or somebody that's really highly aspected that way. Or this could be something that if you think back to June, you got a peek at something. Or maybe your mind was on something. And ifs coming in sideways is definitely something you were pondering, right? You do have the Five of Pentacles here coming in reverse. And this is Venus and Taurus energy in this deck. Now, this is the end of either isolation or aloneness, or likewise, this could mean the end of money issues or worries about money issues. This could be the potential for that. And at the very center of your reading, you do have the Chariot, which is more cardinal energy, right? It's Cancer energy. Well, I shouldn't say that. In every other deck, this is Cancer energy. And in this deck, the major arcana have no astrological correspondences, but I can't help but think that way, right? So this is your center card. This is a very important card. And this being in sideways is going to be a month of choices. We have the ultimate choice here, right? And sometimes indecisive Libra, this could be your defining moment. The Chariot brings change, and change brings new opportunity, and opportunity brings change, and change is magical. And the Chariot brings forth confidence and follow through, so that you're going to have a choice here on whether to pursue something. And I have to tell you, this leads right into another major arcana, which is the Magician. And you notice these are choices, and it's going to really depend on what you do and how you act and what you choose. You may choose the lesser of two evils here, or you may choose to just go forth and say, the hell with it, I'm doing this now, I'm just going to do it. The Magician is focused manifestation, right? This manifestation will require action and choices that differ from the ones you have made before. When we add this up and we break it down, we get Uranus, we get Aquarius energy, radical ideas. It's radical for you, right? The Great Awakener. It's liberating change. Doesn't he look liberated? And he came out twice for you. So let's, definitely keep that in mind here, Libra, as you go through your month. There may be something that presents itself that you could easily disregard, or you could easily become obsessive with it and be tempted. And sometimes temptation is a really good thing. It lulls us out of our muck. It lulls us out of our cradle, our safety, into something, and it propels us into something that we want. Deep down inside, we want. Okay, so let's move on to your third leg. You have the bow here, and this is coming in sideways, and it says you are highly thought of. And, that may be part of the problem. You may wonder and you may worry about what other people will think, right? But I have to tell you, look at your first card. Look at the potential here. You have the 10 of Pentacles. And, I did say this could be love or goals. And here it is. The 10 of Pentacles is typically goal-oriented, money-oriented. But on this card, you can plainly see it's a relationship too, right? So there's going to be two sets of Libras, and both are going to be true, right? It depends on which slot you fall into. But you have the 10 of Pentacles, and this is Venus and Virgo energy in this deck. The fruit of your choices reside here. Long-term success. Seeds that will grow stronger and stronger. All the cards here on your last leg are upright. None of them are choices. This is going to be the fruit of the choices that you make, potentially. So definitely keep that in mind. Here, I'm going to move this over so I can get the other cards. You also have here the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords in this deck is Venus in Aqua. And it's strategy, right? In this deck, the 7 of Swords brings with it new thought patterns. And it challenges the old parts of the self, the old parts, the old things, the old ways. And this leads straight into, look, more wand energy. You have the Prince of Wands. And this is a straight up fire energy in this deck. You have the Prince of Wands, and he is the ultimate adventurer, right? He's fresh on his new path. He's still holding that magician's wand, right? Indicating continued transformation. Like, this is the card of, this is just the beginning, right? This is just the beginning. And I really like how these cards all came in upright, positive, and forward thinking. Definitely. When we add this up and we break it down, we get more Saturn energy. Hard work has paid off. Capricorn, Aquarius energy is on the table. Okay, and in your challenges, you have the success card coming in sideways. And that makes a lot of sense because you have the potential for success, but it's sideways. It's really up to what you choose here, Libra. Your choices are going to make a difference. First card up is the Ace of Cups in reverse. When I get this, especially in a reading like this, there is a need for introspection, self-reflection, filling your own cup before giving anything away to others. It's a creative pause, okay? The next card up is the Two of Swords. And ironically, this is Moon in Libra. And it's indecision, right? It will be a challenge for you. That indecisive nature will be a challenge for you. Difficult choices. A need to make a timely decision is on the table. And it's a challenge. Here you have the Five of Wands. And as you can see, that's conflict. But in your case, Libra, I do think this is inner conflict that you're going through. It's Saturn and Leo energy, pressure, inner conflict, going back and forth. It's a challenge. But it's not insurmountable because the fruit of this is really good. And when we add this up and we break it down, it's no surprise we have more Saturn energy, right? That discipline, that hard work, the long-term goals, indicated by that Ten of Pentacles energy, right? Fruition, Capricorn, Aquarius energy. In summation, I think your challenge is going to be the burden of choice, okay? Moving on to your opportunity column, you have, it says dog barking, advice from a friend. You're going to be receiving advice this month. This is coming in reverse. And as an opportunity, you're going to have the opportunity to disregard somebody's advice or maybe a group of people's advice and rely on your own self. You have the Tower here. And this Tower is a foundational card. You may be giving up a foundation that you have created in one sector of your life in lieu of this. Right? In lieu of something that has not materialized, but somehow you have faith in. Now, this could be the result of an actual opportunity you're given or a glimpse of something. For each of you, it's going to be different, but there may be an opportunity where someone says, hey, why don't you do this? Or I could use that. Or, hey, why don't you let me read that screenplay that you're writing? Or something like that, right? It could be different. I don't know what your goals are. Each Libra is going to be different. But here you have the Four of Swords in reverse. And the Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra energy, right? It's action. The waiting is over, right? It's getting up and getting out as an opportunity. You also have the Ten of Swords in reverse. And as you can see, this person was frozen, right? Couldn't move. And here on this side, you see he or she is starting to thaw out, right? The Ten of Swords is Mars and Gemini energy at the end of a difficult time, surviving a hard situation, thawing out, and you are no longer frozen with indecision, stuck in between worlds. You have the Two of Wands here, and this is Mars and Aries energy. As an opportunity, look, it doesn't look easy, but look at that sun in the distance. Keep your eye on the prize, right? Keep that Mars and Aries energy lit inside you. Look towards your new goals. The Two of Wands is new goals, or very possibly an old goal that you dust off and polish and regard as new. And it gives you this exciting energy that you may have been lacking before this, right? When we add this up and we break it down, we get that Neptune Pisces energy. And with that, especially in your opportunities column, you can access your highest level of creative potential. Your intuition will push you. It is a higher octave of Venus, for sure. Okay, look it up. Neptune is a higher octave of Venus. So it's related closely with that Venus energy that we already discussed. Okay. Grabbing this deck here. I'm going to give this a quick shuffle and then I'm going to pull from this Norse deck, and then we're going to do your numerology for Libra, March 2025. And you have Naglfar, the ship of conflict. Where is it? Here it is. The inner conflict that we talked about in that ship with the Six of Swords. Will you get in it? You do have a choice. I don't mean to put you under all this pressure, but it looks like a fine choice. It looks like something that's going to excite you and make you feel alive. And it does come with some conflict. It does. But I do believe this conflict may be worth it to you. Okay, so really give it a lot of thought with these sideways cards, okay? Now let's look at your numbers, right? You have, if we add up all the numbers in this reading and we break it down, believe it or not, we get Neptune energy again. And we talked about it. It is a higher octave of Venus, which means that Neptune is based on the same chord and progressions, but at a higher level, right? A higher spiritual level. So this is something that is very deep for you anyway, right? That, believe it or not, the numbers that we talked about the most are 7 and 4, and that is Uranus and Neptune again, right? And that Uranus energy, right? That breaking free of something, that thinking outside the box, that, right? Just coming out and breaking free of old norms. Now, your lucky numbers are 9, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 7. The planet that we discuss the most, and when I say that, I don't mean when I'm rambling, I mean actual on the cards or something that broke down, is Venus. So for some of you, this could be a relationship. For many, many of you, this is an opportunity, okay? Now, the signs we talked about were Cancer, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Taurus, Leo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Virgo, Pisces, Aries, Gemini, and Libra. The sign we talked about the most was Libra and Aquarius. And not every sign gets their sign coming out, but here you are, right? This is your reading after all. And the Aquarius energy is that Uranus energy, thinking outside the box, thinking outside your box. I really hope you enjoyed your reading. This is definitely a food for thought, Libra. Choose wisely. Namaste.